Greetings, brothers and sisters. So, a few things to get to. There's this video by Britney, somebody sent me, and a video by Hilaria. I think it was sent by the same person. They're both quite, in line with 2022 being the year of the dummy. And then some fallout for Andy Cohen, who had to apologize for his New Year's Eve display. So that's like a follow-up video. Maybe there's a few other little things to cover here. There's some Andrew Cuomo news. They're letting Andrew Cuomo walk. But let's start here first with Britney.
I was young.
What?
I can't explain.
She can explain why she's taken crazy to a new level.
If it was wrong,
If it was wrong,
my life goes on.
her life goes on.
But not the same.
There you go. She's doing her moves. She's busted out her moves. Got her arms. Got her smile. There you go.
Into your eyes.
Into your eyes. Boom. Kablowie. Yep. Big giant colossal cursor knows Illuminati crap when it sees it.
My face remains.
Okay, I think if I use any more music, it'll be copyrighted. So I'm going to mute it and then... Whoa. Look at me. I'm mysterious. I'm bending down. I'm squatting. Whoa, I'm bending over. I'm flat. Ooh, look at my hand. Look at my hand. Look at my hair. Look at my... Ooh. Look at that. I'm intense. There's my hand across my face. There's my two hands. Look, magic. Look at... They disappear. There I am. Here I am. I disappeared. There I am. I spin. There's my spinning. Be hypnotized by my spinning and my magic shorts. I'm done spinning now. Oh, I'm going to spin back the other way. There we go. There are my magic hands again. Woo. Woo. I'm crazy. Flip my hair around. Give you that little thing. There, more spinning. When in doubt, I can spin around with a big smile on my face. Look at my magic wavy hand. I grab my shorts. Do that with my leg. Spin around again. Spin. And, no one's going to think I'm crazy. I can spin. Look how long I can spin. I can flip my hair around. I can walk up to the camera. I can give you some Britney love. Then I spin around back the other way, flipping my hair. There's my stop hand. There's my smile. There's my leg thing that I do when I get tired.
He's alive.
Then I do some auto-tuning. Then I'm going to do this with my hands for some reason. And then I'm going to lean back.
My head.
Something about my head. My head hurts from spitting. I'm going to smile and look crazy. And then I'm going to do my other crazy eyes. And I got something to say here.
To your eyes.
Into your eyes. Stop. In the name of love.
My
Her face. Her face. Something's wrong with her face. Somebody help her with her face.
remains.
Boom. And here comes the big finale here. Kablowie. All right, you're back to the beginning. So, Britney, this is what she had to say. Do you notice something different? Yeah, you were a little bit crazier in this one. I turned the camera around, so now the doors are behind me. Way better this way. For 2 years, I've been dancing in the wrong direction. Exactly. You had to invert yourself. She had to be inverted. So this is from Hilaria Baldwin. Hilaria. And she says, I did way too many takes on this because I have 1 million children, 6, and 1 Alec Baldwin, and it is impossible to find a quiet space. Not with that Alec Baldwin around. Who is this Alec Baldwin that you speak of? I don't know. I'm not familiar with. I hear he's actually quite quiet. I hear that he's in stealth mode and he likes to whisper. So throw in the towel. I feel like we've been through so much together, her and her Instagram followers. At this point, here is the best of the worst of the chaos in my home, and we are family at this point. Anyway, stuck with me. Yeah, you're stuck with me. Oh, you stuck with me. You have many sides. We all do. Don't let people simplify your personality based on a sliver of experience. We all have ups and downs, our good days and our hard. Let's afford the same kindness to others with the reality. I don't think she should be talking about reality, with the reality that they are whole people who exist when we aren't around, and whole people deserving so much more than to characterize by nasty gossip. Love you, and Care Bear stare this shit out of this one. My Kind Warriors 2022. These are the people that she allows to comment. She has a select group of people that are permitted to comment, and they're all positive for some reason.
The kindness message today is about how we tend to oversimplify people's personalities based on very small interactions, and then we decide to gossip about it. And
so this is what we call in the business low-hanging fruit, right? Her kindness message, hey students, my kindness message for you today is how, people oversimplify other people and only get a little bit of their personality, a mere sliver of their personality, and think they know them, and then they gossip about them. Okay, do you care to elaborate? Is there a personal experience that you might share with us? Is there a story, I don't know, of a girl who wanted to be an Instagram celebrity? So she faked an accent and appropriated a culture and got caught and humiliated. In the meantime, the husband, who had been ragging on the president and developed a lot of ire and anger from a number of people, shot somebody at work. And just because of those two incidences, the brand that they tried to build up and
then we're therefore spreading around hate, because gossip is often spreading around hate, and then we're putting that negativity into the world. So the idea is to be kind is to...
It's amazing how she includes we're doing this, but it's stuff that she wants you to stop doing to her, right? And she thinks what, haters are going to listen to this and they're going to change? There's haters, people who don't like her, that are watching these videos and want a nugget of wisdom from Hilaria Baldwin. Maybe your first lesson is to teach them how to say cucumber.
Consider the source.
Oh, she's a white girl? Yes, I am a white girl. I am a white girl.
So, for example, my wife's on the phone with her hairdresser or her friend. She's like, really? Okay, I can't wait to see you. That's going to be great. Fantastic. What time? 12 o'clock? My wife is from Spain. Mm-hmm. And she said, blah, blah, blah.
We have very few ingredients. We have tomatoes. We have, how do you say anything? Cucumbers. We have red pepper. We have, of course...
It's not easy, and I think part of it is that I'm in shape before I have a baby, and then I stay active when I'm pregnant, and I'm not trying to stay thin, I'm just trying to keep my circulation going and stretching and keep my muscle tone up, and then we're having a baby. It was a surprise, a wonderful surprise.
And one time at band camp,
It was a surprise, a wonderful surprise.
and one time at band camp,
It was a surprise, a wonderful surprise.
Well, there was a scream I heard, which is the scream that's normally reserved if there's a spider in the house on Long Island. I'm not exaggerating.
So the first part of the book is philosophy on how to live very namaste. I have 3 little babies. I live kind of a crazy life between work and them and everything else. So it's just, how to stay calm and centered and deal with things that are coming at you. Then we could talk about food.
Consider the source.
Oh, she's a white girl? Yes, I am a white girl. I am a white girl. To afford people the good and the bad moments that we all have in our life. So when I first met Alec, and people knew that I was meeting other famous people, because, obviously there's...
Because I was looking for a famous husband, because, I want to be a celebrity myself, and I don't really have any talent. I can do a pretty good Spanish accent, you know, when the mood hits me. But I don't have any talent that would make me a celebrity on my own. So I was out there trolling for people, and luckily Alec Baldwin took a bite of my hook.
You want to kiss me on the cheek and tell me you love me, that I'm taking you back to Spain. Ay, ay, ay. There was no pleasing you.
But bullfighting?
Well, we're not gonna support bullfighting.
He has some of that in his life. People would always ask me, what's this person like? What's the next person like? Now, if I had a great interaction with somebody, should I say, oh, this person is so nice, just based on that interaction? If I meet somebody and they're not very nice to me, should I say that person is bad, just based on that interaction? It ultimately isn't for me to deduce that about their personality. I love that. This is like the way that you're going to take me seriously. I mean, like, let's just throw that out the window at this point, right?
You got such a good sense of humor. You just roll with the punches.
So, I mean, I think ultimately it's that like what I found from living in a world where people tend to want to oversimplify the cookie cutters. Decide to make this even more difficult by coming into the room where they all are. No, it's just bedtime, but I really want to send this to you. So basically the idea is that we are constantly being characterized by other people based off of.
We? Who do you mean by we? Do you mean you? Because your characterization went south, right? There was a period of time when Hilaria Baldwin was being celebrated as Alec Baldwin's hysterical Spanish wife, you know, like some sort of Lucille Ball, a reverse Lucille Ball type of situation, where Alec and his Spanish wife were having all these hijinks and kids, and they were living the high life, and Alec was being celebrated amongst the liberals for his horrible imitation of Trump and his political views, and the money was rolling in, and she was doing well. She had her books, and she had her endorsements, and she had all of her stuff. She was doing the yoga stuff and her perfect little life with, you know, her Instagool life that she had created, and that came down, right? And it all came crashing down hysterically, right? Because it was all fake. You know, it was fake, 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 fake.
Fake, 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 fake.
And during that period of time in her heyday before the collapse, she didn't complain about this. She didn't talk about this, right? She didn't talk about judging people and gossip being hate, right? I mean, maybe a little bit because she had some negativity, not like now. But now that her brand image has gone south, all of a sudden this is all she can talk about.
Of very little experience. We all exist when other people aren't looking at us. And what we can do.
Yeah, but that's not what you present on Instagram. You presented what you wanted people to think about your magical life, how great your life was. That's what everyone does on Instagram. They put out a false face. They pretend to be nicer than they are. They pretend to be better than they are. They pretend to enjoy their lives. They only show the best moments. That's how social media is. And people are happy because their lives are miserable, because everyone knows their own lives suck, right? Like everyone knows that they're miserable and their lives suck. And so when somebody's faking and presenting an idealistic fairy tale like she was on Instagram, we'll go to her Instagram in a moment, right? I've showed you, you know, all these artsy fartsy pictures. She's got a professional photographer, and you know, all the filters. I mean, there's literal filters on Instagram to make you better than you are, right? Artificially. And so everyone's presenting this, and then people are like, oh, my life sucks compared to all these people I'm following on Instagram. Everybody's putting this stuff out on social media, and then when reality sets in, people are like, yeah. That's what happened to you, Hilaria.
To help this is by leading by example, right? We can refuse when somebody says, oh, what is this person like? Or what is that person like? You have a bad interaction with somebody, like come back and be like, oh, this person is so mean, we'll say, or maybe we use a different word. But regardless of what it is, start to afford people the ups and the downs. I give the example of famous people because, you know, we tend to separate them so much. So I feel like it's like something we can all relate to, that we think that they're larger than life, therefore not.
Yeah, they want to be larger than life. They want to have this type of a brand, right? They're trying to have this type of a brand, like you did. And then when reality sets in and people don't think they're as great as you'd like them to think, or as great as you think you are, right? Then it comes crashing down. You know? It's not rocket science.
Human, and so we get poked at a lot. But ultimately, we're all the same. And ultimately,
Well, I can say cucumber. Like, I'm an American who grew up in America, and I can pronounce cucumber because I'm not faking and appropriating the culture. So, like, that way, we're not the same. My Instagram page isn't filled with, things that I wish that were, and my videos aren't. Like, I'm not pretending to be, something that I'm not, right? I'm not pretending to be nicer than I am, right? I'm not pretending to be artificially great or something. I'm actually just being authentic. So it's not the same, right? We're not the same because you tried something, it was fake, it failed, and now you're suffering the consequences and you're dealing with reality. Like, this is what's called reality. Before, when you had your heyday on Instagram, that wasn't reality, and now this is, right? Reality sucks when you're pretending to be something you're not. I mean, haven't you watched any sort of like movies about this? I mean, I'm sure Alec Baldwin was in a movie where somebody fakes something and it all comes crashing down. Like, you've never seen a romantic comedy where this happens, where somebody's perpetrating a ruse and the ruse come crashing down and they learn to be real and accept themselves for the way they are, right? Like, there's all these bad Hollywood movies that show you how to deal with your current situation.
we need to get to a place where we respect that we're so much.
What do you mean we? Like, it's you. Like, speak for yourself. Like, you need to get to that place, right? We're happy. We're happy watching you flounder. You're the one that's miserable. We're enjoying your like suffering for getting exposed as a fraud.
Much more complicated than very quick deducements. So see people as the complicated creatures that they are, and you are a complicated creature, and don't fall for what people say about you because you have a lot of different sides.
It's amazing how she's always talking to herself, but just like she's talking to you. You don't have to listen to those people. You're just great. You're wonderful. Look at your Instagram page. They don't even know how great you are. Remember, just like in 2 weeks ago, Instagram post, she compared herself to Snow White, and all of us, the rest of us, the trolls, the people who, thought badly of her as the evil queen. Maybe that should be your kindness lesson. All right, we got to move on here. See, here's her Instagram page, right? And here she's doing yoga. This is her, talking, and her kids, once in a while I guess that kid's crying there, but mostly it's happy kids and poses. This is her other rants about how we're all mistreating her and misjudging her, and she just has all these, she's trying to present something that doesn't exist, right? This guy is a jerk, right? He's an a-hole. He sucks. There they are. They're loving each other, and here they are going out on the town, and this is the kind of thing that pisses people off because she's trying to create a perfect life, right? This photo here, right? All these pose photos. All the photos are, photoshopped in some way to make her and her family look better and spark glow and all this stuff, right? And so this isn't reality. This is Instagram. That's why I call it Instagram. I've showed you pictures where her and Alec are, there's one where they're sleeping and somebody's taking pictures of them while they're sleeping and cuddling together, right? There's a monarch butterfly that somehow made it into the shot. They have all this stuff, mostly professional photographed Instagram posts to make them look better. Here they are here, this picture here, all of it, right? You think that just happened naturally? Just to get all those little screaming rugrats just for a moment of peace and smiling or whatever, right? And she's really explaining her kids. She uses them as props, to pump up her Instagram page and create this image of an ideal family. Here's her son dressed as a mermaid. All these things, they're staged. They're things that are there to make her life appear better than it is, make her appear better than she is, make her appear they're together. They have these black and white photos. Who took this, right? Who took this photo? You think this just happened organically? Like he's finally combed his hair and they got the baby here. All these things are staged and fake, right? There's nothing real about this thing. Here she is. Like I bet they have, 50 pictures of her sitting on the fence and them doing. You think that this happened spontaneously? That one of her kids just happened to take this photo, right? These things are, all these things are ways of her showing that her life is better than it actually is. She has all these yoga videos that she does and things, postures, and showing how she exercises and how great her life is. This is what this is all about. Is, hey, look at me, my life's better than yours, right? And it was. Her life was better than most people's for a long time. It's not now, right? And here's a picture I'm referring to, a black and white photo. They're sleeping. Either there's somebody stalking them, taking the pictures when they're asleep, right? Or they had a professional photographer stage this thing, which is kind of creepy in itself. Both things are creepy. And so it's all fake. You're fake. You're fake, 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 fake.
Fake, 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 fake.
And so here's more news. New York City closes the investigation against Andrew Cuomo's about the nursing home deaths. So you remember this, that Andrew Cuomo said that people with COVID, people who were still contagious, he put them in nursing homes, and about 9,000 people died, maybe more, maybe closer to 13,000, died in nursing homes because of this decision. And people criticized the decision at the time, and then afterwards, he covered up the data so that people didn't know how many people died. It was like 13,000 people that he was putting out data that wasn't accurate, and that caused his downfall. And so the lawsuits and the investigations and things, and what that would have revealed would have been devastating to New York and the whole, COVID, whatever was going on with COVID and all this stuff. So all of a sudden he had a groping problem, which he had. It was a legitimate problem, but it wasn't as bad as the deaths of all these people and the, horrific decision he made to put sick people in with the most vulnerable, the people most likely to die from COVID. And he put sick people in there. I mean, it's so twisted. And yet they found no criminal. There's nothing to see here, folks, right? They want to, sweep this under the rug as soon as possible. And, maybe Hilaria could give you some tips. It's brutal, but, I knew this was coming. So Andy Cohen, I'm not going to show you the clips, but he called people watching Dick Clark's Rocket Eve with Ryan Seacrest losers, and how much better their show was and how much more fun they were having. The people watching that show were losers, which he since has apologized for. CNN was thinking about firing him. He also went on rants against former Mayor de Blasio, which I don't think anybody cares about, and Mark Zuckerberg. There was a rumor going on that CNN had fired him, but he went on the Andy Dick show and he apologized for what he said.
The only thing that I regret saying, the only thing is that I slammed the ABC broadcast, and I really like Ryan Seacrest.
Yeah, he's great. That Seacrest is wonderful.
And he's a great guy.
He's a wonderful guy. He's the best. He's almost as good as Hilaria.
And I really regret saying that.
You should. That guy, he's a real angel.
And I was just stupid and drunk.
Stupid and drunk, exactly. Both things. Both things. You were dumb, but, also drunk.
And feeling it. And I was continuing the journey rant, and I just kept talking, and I shouldn't have.
You should have stopped talking because you were stupid and drunk. And, your partner, Anderson Cooper, he was even stupider and even drunker. And, pretending to be drunk at least. I mean, I got it on tape. You guys can watch if you want. It's pretty bad. It's pretty embarrassing for a news program. But, it's great for me. It's great for us who, know CNN's a joke. And, and all the rest of it. So if you don't know, Antonio Brown is a football player who has had a lot of mental issues and acting out behaviors. I've covered some of his antics before, which I'm beginning to enjoy a lot more now. And so this Sunday's game, he just took off his equipment, his shoulder pads, and his shirt, and he just quit. He just left the stadium in the middle of the game. His team's down 14 points. An argument with the coach, refused to go in the game, and he did this. And the reason I'm covering this is I saw a wonderful meme. It said, he gave the peace signs running out, that if fuck your job was a person, they showed Antonio Brown, right? So I thought that was funny. So if you think about celebrities, I'm going to wrap this thing up, but you think about celebrities, like Britney Spears was one of the most iconic, still a very iconic celebrity, one of the most iconic pop singers. And there was a time she was like one of the, maybe even the number one celebrity, right? Like a Michael Jackson type of iconic celebrity. And man, her parents and Disney did a number on her, right? Like she's really messed up. And you think about Hilaria Baldwin. She wasn't going to be a celebrity herself, but she could marry one. Because she did. She went celebrity hunting, thinking she was going to get Prince Charming and the fairy tale. She even mentioned a fairy tale in one of her recent rants, right? And she didn't get the fairy tale. She didn't get the happily ever after. And you think about the state of our country with these Instagram accounts and everyone creating this fictitious imaginary life and version of themselves, making themselves look better and, all the things that go along with it, right? And, you're completely screwing yourself over, like on levels you don't even understand, because you're not that person, right? Anytime you use a filter, anytime you go above and beyond, I'm not saying throw on some makeup or whatever the hell you do, dress nicely, whatever, that's fine. But when you go and start changing the way that you look through plastic surgery and even, through these Instagram filters and all these things, you're saying to yourself, number one, you're not okay. And number two, by tricking other people and getting false compliments based on your fake appearance, that somehow that has value. It's just fake, right? It's just fake. It's just fake, right? And so, what are you doing, right? Like, you're going to have to accept yourself at some level. If I had seen Hilaria's Instagram account, and maybe I did, before she had the scandal, and maybe I didn't, I don't know. Either way, I see Instagram accounts like it all the time, especially celebrity accounts, but everybody, lots of people do this to their Instagram account. And it's not very interesting because it's fake, right? It's just someone's wishful thinking of what they are, and the more money you have or the more technologically savvy you are, you can create, different social media accounts to make yourself appear better than you actually are, to other people, because you're the one that counts in terms of one's judgment of people, other people. It's really about yourself, right? Like, you have to look yourself in the mirror. I mean, this is the heartfulness meditation that I do. And you know what kind of person you are. I mean, people are narcissistic and in denial and lie to themselves, but deep down everybody knows. And it's what you have inside. It's your internal condition, right? And marrying a celebrity or having money or being famous, it's just some superficial external edifice, right? Something that says the least about you, right? Like, what you have inside is reflected out in terms of, people become saints, their face relaxes, and they have a nice spiritual glow despite their, whatever their bone structure is. I mean, they could even be deformed or something. But if they're really holy and, have this energy inside of them, this loving energy, they're deeply connected to God, it's going to feel good to be around them, right? People who have really developed themselves inside, they are appealing to people. People are attracted to them, not just in terms of, sexual attraction, but even, deeper levels where people just want to be around them, right? Master Chargy of the Heartfulness System gave this, great talk about how, you take these beautiful women and, they're all dolled up and they're great at being like seductive and luring men to them, but their insides aren't good. I mean, not all of them, but, it's often the case. They've worked so hard on their external appearance. And this is a talk from 10, 15, years ago, 20 years ago, maybe even more. I don't even know. That's like pre the Kardashians, right? But you have women who work on their external appearance and they're good at luring men to them. Men will approach them because of their beauty or their fake beauty or whatever it is, right? But their insides are so sucky that they can't keep a man, right? After the man eventually looks past their artificial, periphery, their appearance, and then sees what's inside, they want no part of her, right? They want no part of this woman. But he said, like, an average-looking woman who's developed her heart, who has a beautiful heart, has internal beauty, she can just pluck any man that she wants, off of the shelf, and he'll keep her forever, right? Because of her, the loving energy, like he would just never give her up. At least people with common sense, right? At least people who are, awake to some extent, right? And can see other people and feel other people. And they're not, self-sabotaging and, self-hating, You get the idea, right? And so all this external fake stuff that's going on, and now with social media and just people's online presence, they get farther and farther away from what they really are, and they really start loathing themselves, right? They start wishing they were the avatar or the thumbnail or the Instagool filtered photo instead of what they really are, and accepting, what they are externally, but more importantly, internally. Only spirituality will save this world. It's Paul Romano, definitely reporting from the Apocalypse and the Ascension. Everyone have a blessed day and be grateful.